I love seeing the face of this next speaker because she always has a huge smile and she always makes me smile. And she is an alumni honoree and she does a lot for TIPS. Meghan Barnes is from Bellevue, Seattle Prep grad. She went to the College of the Holy Cross in Massachusetts. She has an MBA from Pepperdine, brains and beauty, event planner in Boston for 5 years. She's currently the senior program manager for AT&T's foundation that manages a portfolio of national nonprofits in ED tech and social innovation space. She moved back here in 2014, and since the day Meghan moved back to Seattle, she has been an integral part of Teens in Public Service. So I'd like to bring Meghan up.
Thank you, Natasha. I feel like she needs to do my morning affirmations or something for me. That was really sweet. I'm so excited to be a part of the Alumni Association initiative, to tap into the power of this network and celebrate the successes and the impact that these TIPS alumni weave into their daily lives to this day. Research points to the importance of service for young people as a way to grow empathy, encourage innovative thinking, and develop a concept of the self as part of a larger community, with a responsibility to others, a responsibility to be an agent of change. Now, more than ever, the opportunity to engage 1,000 and growing incredible change agents through this Alumni Association seems to have infinite and necessary possibilities. Earlier, Maureen asked for our alumni to stand, so I won't make you do that again. We have about 20-ish alumni here today. Some are here as attendees, some are here as volunteers, some are here as winners, which I'll get to shortly, and some are here as new board members for the Alumni Association. These 20 alumni represent the 20 years of leaders and change agents TIPS has developed for our future. This past summer, as we prepared to launch the Alumni Association, we sent out a survey. To date, almost 200 of our TIPS alumni responded to that survey, about 20%, which, as any market researcher will tell you, is a pretty good take rate, especially because these TIPS alumni were not just clicking on the survey, opening the email, and that was it. They were engaging with questions that went over and above your occupations, the cities that you were in, but really dived into reflecting about their experiences when they were TIPS interns. And whether it was 4 years ago or 14 years ago, they took that time. They were deliberate and intentional in their reflections. They were sentimental. Some were humorous and pithy, more than others. But it really showed for me what the TIPS effect is, that these interns really took that time to reflect on their experiences and offer something back to the organization. So I'd like to thank the 20 alumni who are here, who represent this greater whole, and who are part of an integral part of our association launch. And a handful now serve on our active board. They're in table 22, so please feel free to talk to them. We are so excited to share with you our plans for 2018, which, spoiler alert, include a comprehensive TIPS mentoring program, fundraising and networking events for our TIPS alumni and friends, and days of service and civic campaigns with our partner nonprofits. Natasha alluded to all the great things that will come, and because of all these people here, and because of the Alumni Association, and that's because we have some really fantastic alumni. And it is my pleasure today that I introduce you to one of our super great alumni and the recipient of our 2017 TIPS Alumni Leadership Award, Malayka Young. She can sit. The TIPS Alumni Leadership Award is given to former TIPS interns that continue to prioritize service to his or her community, serve as role models for ethical leadership, and consistently allow his or her values to compel transformative action. Now, Fun fact, Malayka and I actually both interned in 1998 at the nonprofit First Place. I promise there was no ballot box stuffing. She won fair and square. Malayka was very easily on the short list of nominations this year, and we were able to snag her just after she came off of parental leave from her second child. Malayka and I spoke for the first time in 19 years just recently. There's a photo of us. I think on a different, oh yeah, no, there's the photo of us right there. So when we spoke for the first time, arguably since that photo was taken, or very close, it was a testament to TIPS that immediately there was a bond and connection based upon our shared formative experience working at First Place. Not to mention that we're both pretty good at talking, so I think that facilitated a nice ease of conversation. In Malayka's response to the alumni survey, she spoke about how her self-awareness and her awareness of others grew significantly the summer of 1998, and that she was inspired by how much even small encounters can make a large impact on people's lives. Malayka currently works at Swedish Hospital on First Hill as a registered nurse on the neurotelemetry team. No big deal. She is an active volunteer for all things health and wellness, whether it's for Swedish fundraising events or local wellness walks like the American Heart Association Heart Walk. She has volunteered with TIPS for service events and on the selection committee. She landed on her caregiving path after serving as an EMT and recognizing the importance of patient care and empathic relationships to healing. She is busy, especially running after 2 little ones now, but there's a positive radiance about Malayka, and it is clear to me that she lives her life deliberately and passionately, and I'm pretty sure she has some fun along the way too. We are so excited to honor her with the TIPS Alumni Leadership Award this year.
Thanks so much, Megan. It's exciting to reconnect with you after so long. Thanks for your kind words as well. Well, thank you, and it's an honor to be here and be recognized at this amazing event. My journey with teens in public service started, as Megan said, in 1998, and I can't believe it's been almost 20 years. But I actually remember being interviewed at a small coffee table at Starbucks with Maureen at University Village. And I was super nervous and unsure about myself, but I was excited all at the same time. I had no idea what this internship would bring, but my mom told me that this was a great opportunity, and of course I believed my mom. I was 19, and of course I thought I knew everything, but I was about to have my eyes open to a whole new world. In high school, I was your typical teenager. I enjoyed playing team sports, attending school events like dances and football games, and I loved running around with my friends, and I, believe it or not, actually really enjoyed my schoolwork too, so maybe not that typical teenager, but I definitely didn't have a care in the world, and didn't really have a sense of what was going on outside my personal bubble. But so I believe that TIPS really changed that. After my interview at Starbucks, I received a phone call a few weeks later stating that I had been selected as a TIPS intern. I was hired to work, as Megan mentioned, at First Place, which was a traditional school for homeless children. And through this school, homeless families and children were given needed resources that traditional public schools could not provide for them. As an intern at First Place, I worked within the classroom, helping the kids with math, writing, art. I also worked around the First Place facility, helping them clean up, and sometimes working at their front desk, answering their phones. I remember how much fun I had interacting most with the kids, and recall how big their spirits were, despite their circumstances. And I could tell that First Place was an environment for which they could forget about their bad luck and just be kids. I could tell that I had some of impact. I actually have a card that I got from one of the kids when I worked as an intern. And long story short, she said, "I hope you come back next year." So that was really endearing to me. Working at First Place opened my eyes to a world with a sense of community, a world of caring for others, even though you may not know them, and an inner world of knowing that I could make a difference in someone's life. Without tips, I may never have discovered these invaluable perspectives. Serving my community during tips sparked a fire in my heart to continue to be an active participant in society by volunteering, donating to worthy causes, and working in a career which I can care for those in need. It also gave me the courage to take leadership roles in my schooling as well as in my profession. Although it has only been just shy of 20 years since my TIPS internship, I still believe that it has had an impact on who I am today and who I still strive to be. Therefore, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that TIPS developed my tomorrow. Thank you so much.